Welcome to Not Your Status Quo. Today we are going to review Daredevil Season 3. We will be talking spoilers, so if you have not seen this season, what are you waiting for? Go out there and watch it before it gets canceled. And as always, if you like what you see, please subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and ring the bell to be notified of future videos.
I'm Daredevil.
Okay, so we're going to start with my review of the season. And I wrote a few bullet points for myself to remind me. First of all, excellent acting, excellent storytelling. The script, the speed of the pacing of the show, excellent. It's just like as if you were reading a comic book series too, because during the series they take certain shows aside, and if you've watched it, you obviously know this, but it's just excellent storytelling when you can bounce back to a character's past and explain to them what they're about to do in that next moment in the series. It's just excellent. It was just enough depth from each character to understand their point of view, and just excellent storytelling. Of course, the action, a lot better than in any other Marvel Netflix series this year. It was pretty brutal. Every punch, and Bullseye on target with everything, and it was amazing. You have anything to add to that?
Well, what is your rating for Daredevil Season 3?
I would say definitely, I'd say 9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Is it better?
Here's our new segment to the show. For those of you who have been watching, you know Dave loves Smallville. Is Daredevil better than Smallville?
No. All right, this was one season, and Smallville had 10 excellent seasons. If every season was this good of Daredevil, and they went on for 7 more, okay.
I have made many mistakes, but I accept the debt I'm paying because of them.
All right, hands down, best superhero show on TV, including Smallville.
Not ever.
And Season 3 did not disappoint. I mean, Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin is right up there with Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger, David Tennant as Kilgrave, Tom Hiddleston as Loki, and even Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor. Bullseye was fantastic. The way his powers were displayed in the fight scenes were actually completely jaw-dropping. I loved every scene he was in, and the change to his origin worked on every level. And Wilson Bethel was spot on, and I cannot wait to see him again, hopefully in costume. The fact that both Bullseye and Kingpin are still alive makes me hope that Season 4 gets here soon. And, I honestly think Charlie Cox is on the same level as Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans on nailing the character. I think he absolutely is right up there.
I agree with you on that. He's right on. He has been ever since the first show, and all the characters in this season, like you said, Wilson Fisk. He was born to play that role. It seemed like, and so what do you think? What was your rating for the show?
Well, before we get to that, let's talk about the fight scenes. They were by far the best action sequences of any superhero show I've ever seen. The prison fight in episode 4, the church fight scene, and then the final battle between Bullseye, Daredevil, and Kingpin. Seriously, stuff of legends. It's going to be tough topping that in any superhero show.
That's true. And that last scene, I like how the Daredevil played him off so that they're not teaming up against him, but everyone's working for themselves.
Yep.
And that was to his advantage, of course, because who's going to take down Wilson Fisk by himself? So, and then the way they fought, it's just a masterpiece.
Absolutely.
So,
I give this a 9.7 out of 10. I thought it was just absolutely beautiful.
Other items of note, this season of Daredevil, could stand on its own. They only made a reference to a few of the events in the Defenders, and they said something about Jessica Jones once, but unlike the Luke Cage and the Iron Fist series, they didn't have any special appearances by anybody.
And also, Wilson Fisk is not a superhuman in the comics or this series, but he's frequently been able to go toe-to-toe with, someone as strong as Spider-Man. And it may be a reference to what a powerhouse the Kingpin of Crime is. We see him benching well over 300 pounds in prison before he's shivved.
In one of the show's coolest nods to source material, Daredevil and Bullseye do battle at a church. I believe that's episode 10. This is lifted straight from Born Again, and it's the moment where the villain throws Matt's club only for it to hit Father Lantham in the heart and kill him. It's a nod to what happened in the comics where Karen Page gets hit instead of Daredevil.
And also in this season, we see Felix Manning becomes the Kingpin's new right-hand man. And he actually made his debut in the Born Again storyline. There he was similarly responsible for outfitting a lunatic with their own Daredevil suit, but he ended up being killed by that imposter in the comic.
In Born Again, it was just some random lunatic who ended up being given Daredevil's suit to impersonate the Man Without Fear. However, there's a precedent for Bullseye to don the hero's costume. The assassin ended up convincing himself he was actually Daredevil. This almost seems to be the case in season 3.
And after that incredible 15-minute hallway fight scene, Matt Murdock jumps into a cab and wakes up to find he's being driven straight into the river as the driver leaps out. And this moment was lifted straight from the pages of Frank Miller's Born Again, with the key difference being in the comics, Matt was doused in alcohol in order to make it look like he drove himself to death.
The one thing about that scene, and I spoke with you about it before the shoot, you know he's going to get out. You know he's going to get out once it's in the river. But let's see it. I want to see it. He didn't show anything. It would have been added something for me. Maybe that's the 0.5. So this series has been teasing Melvin Potter's transformation into Gladiator since his first appearance, and season 3 takes us closest we've ever been to seeing that, as well as having the classic logo on his shirt. During the fight scenes with the FBI agents, which was another incredible scene where we had 3 different sides fighting. Where you saw his trademark saw blades. Could that be that he'll suit up and properly, maybe go for some revenge on Daredevil? See if he gets out of jail and does it.
Hopefully. That'd be great. And we see, even though Dex never actually suits up as Bullseye during the course of the season, we see the logo on the baseball team cap he's wearing from his childhood. It's pretty much identical to the one on his comic book counterpart's costume. And the same logo can be seen in Dex's eyes when he's on the operating table. So common sense, I think, says that we will see him suit up in the sequel and go to war with Daredevil in season 4.
So as we see on the operating table, when Bullseye opens his eye and you can see the reflection, they're fusing his back together. They said it was just crumbling the further they went in. Now, if they're fusing his back together with adamantium, that's another way to draw the universe together and draw the X-Men in.
And that's how it was in the comics. And the surgeon working on him is credited as Dr. Oyama. And that is a nod to Kenji Oyama, a character better known to comic book fans as Lord Darkwind. And he was actually the surgeon who fused the adamantium to Bullseye's spine, allowing him to walk again.
Adamantium?
Adamantium.
Adamantium.
Adamantium. And all I can say is bring on season 4.